Yo, what's up? So we're back. Now we're gonna be checking out Shadow, which I made together with Bermuda. Bermuda has been sending me demos for a couple of years now, and it was finally time for us to work together. It was super natural because I already know him in person. This is another song which I was not planning on releasing, and once the vocals from Bermuda were done, then it made sense for me to release this song because his vocals are also one of my favorite ones I've used on my music so far as well. I told him they kind of sound like Enrique Iglesias, if you know who that is. I feel like he has a very similar tone, so it was very fun for me to work with his vocals. But yeah, at first, when I first made this project, I had I'm not gonna lie, I had 20 different drops, and I ended up with the most simple drop of all. It usually is the other way around. The more you work on a song, the more complex it gets. And in this case, the more I worked on it, the simpler it got. I mean, big producers or experienced producers really enjoy. And I don't know, I feel like as time keeps going and I keep producing and making music and listening to other music, I start to enjoy simplicity a lot more. So most big artists, honestly, use very limited sounds, a very limited amount of sounds, and end up with something that sounds so good. And I want to get to that point. I'm not there yet. I know someday I will. Currently, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get better at what I do. So this is Shadows, and I'm gonna show you how I made it. I think the most important thing about this song is first the chords. This is my favorite part of the song. I made this sound using Serum, and it sounds like this. Watch this. Now I'm adding a layer of some strings. A lot of delay. And I mean, this is the starting point for this track. After this, I create a bass line, which sounds like this. One of my favorite chord progressions I've made so far, to be honest, when you combine them. Now, something super subtle is happening, which you guys are not able to hear, but it's this pitch automation, which is going down anytime the notes stay on for too long or sustain for too long. So ding 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 ding. But it's super subtle, you can barely hear it, but try to follow this automation while you're hearing it and you'll notice it. Now those things that keep changing, like opening up a sort of filter, I'm controlling using just Serums. I call it tone, but it's actually a macro that's controlling the cutoff from the filter. And I mean, that's pretty much what's going on for the chords. That's really it. I'm playing some sounds in the background. First of all, a marching snare loop. I'm also repeating a crowd noise. Just over and over again. You'll notice why later, but this first sound, it's claps, super white claps. What else is there? There's some sort of an impact happening. There's also a looped part of the drop as well as this one. When you play it with the thunder, because I have some thunder in the background, I actually have to disable these things because I can't hear anything else. Just some thunder as well as some extra noises. Just sustaining the same note over and over again. When you play all of it together. Lights off, but the dark ain't. Actually, let's disable the vocal for now. This is how it sounds like. There's also something important, which is this sound, actually. And it's sort of helping the main melody. I wrote this melody using Simplant, I'm sure, but that thing is so heavy on my CPU that I honestly just exported, consolidating that melody, and then it almost sounds like this metal thing that's all out of tune, which I love. I think it fits the track pretty well. Then I have some exhaust, of course. And then we have the main vocal, which is just one vocal layer. There's really nothing happening. There's no doubles, no anything, at least not in the beginning. Then we come in with some doubles as well as an ad-lib. If we check this out, it's actually the exact same processing as the processing that I did on Rico's vocal. It's Abbey Road Saturator, R-Box, Q10, compression, and then another compression. But this one has some vocal rider. I felt like some things were peaking a little bit too much, and there was also some noise happening, so I made sure to use a Pro G, which is a fat filter gator, and it's making sure that some frequencies are actually, you can only hear from a certain threshold. Then I'm using Fab Filter Pro Q3 to get rid of some of the annoying resonances, as well as a smooth operator with a vocal tightener, controlling basically just annoying frequencies. Then, I mean, what else do? I automate some delay. Whenever there's no vocal, so it's not as boring, I automated the delay, so it would give it some more movement, you know? Again, there's a lot of automations happening, like some cutoff, like a cutoff for the filter on Serum, as well as some reverb going on and up and down, up and down. And there's also, yeah, some filters opening up throughout before the drop, you know. But that's pretty much what's going on for this song. It's a actually very simple intro.
Lights off, but the dark ain't gone. It's pulling me under. My heart pounds as the night goes on, beating like thunder.
Okay, my computer is dying. Don't worry, I think it's because I have my master on. Oh, actually, no, not because I have my master on. But on the build-up, we can hear some parts of the drop, which I consolidated and then just added here. Here, watch this. Playing together with the kick and the snare, but what can I tell you about the snare, bro? I'm just looping a snare. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Then before the drop, like I said on Outcast, I wanted to have something iconic, something unique from my other tracks, something that would separate it, not just be a build-up, drop kind of thing. I wanted something else. So I looped a crowd noise from Kashmir. Sounds like this. Oh, actually, I have to listen to everything together, but it sounds like this without this. But then this part is very important because it's creating a melody kind of thing, but a crowd melody. Wait. Now, drop-wise, what's going on? First, we have a kick, right? It's the usual kick I use for my tracks. It's kick 16G. Actually, it's the kick I used to use. I no longer use it, but it's kick 16. Sounds like this. Have a techno rumble. This one's a shadow bass sample. I didn't have this techno rumble initially. It was just a boom, 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 boom kind of thing. But I decided I needed a techno rumble because most of my songs have a techno rumble nowadays, and I'm starting to really like it. So actually not starting, like I really like it, and I think it fills out the space, and I feel like it gives this warehousey feel to your music or to my tracks, and I can't wait to play at clubs and festivals so I can listen to it live, you know. But then I add an extra kick, which sounds like. And then of course I have a clap, then another clap, then another clap. What else do I have here? I have some hits from the actual crowd noises. I have some extra noise. This one's a beatbox kick. I love using this sound, bro. I love using it. You already heard it. It sounds like, oh, I think it sounds sick. But now you play it. and then the hi-hats come in. And now, I mean, we go straight to the drop, you know? Drop sounds like this. And then the second part of the drop turns into a melodic kind of drop, which I really, really love. And I remember when I was making it, getting this goosebumps anytime I was making it like it. But this is how it sounds like. Yeah, so I honestly really like this track. It's hard to explain, but I feel like some EDM tracks lack swag. And I feel like this drop, it gives it so much swag. It's fun because question, answer kind of thing going on, as well as I told you guys with Outcast. However, in this case, I feel like the question is the drums. It's like dun, 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 and then we get an answer, and then we get another question. We can hear that. If it sort of feels like some sort of animal you guys were saying sort of sound like an animal, I'm gonna go straight to the point and show you what I did. So this sound is 0 and it sounds like this. And without effects, sounds like this. So there's a huge difference. But the magic of this is I'm adding a ton of distortion with Isotope Trash, and I'm also using end spec comp. As I told you guys, way better than OTT. Shout out to Nasco. And I'm using some upward compression as well as some downward compression, which is multi-band. Just like, actually, it's not just 3 bands, it has 512 bands, and it makes it sound really good. That's all there is. That's all you guys need to know. I'm using a white noise shape to this, but I love it. There's a new version now. This is the old version, so Nasco, don't kill me if you watch this. It's an old project. I'm getting rid of the highs as well as the lows because I told you guys I always like to use some white noise layers so I can add white noise. But guess what? Shout out to my boy Kling, because he put me on this new plugin and it's a plugin that's able to create corrosion as if you're playing some white noise on top of whatever sound you have on. On my newest tracks, I'm using this thing on every single synth. Like, this is not sponsored, by the way. Corrosion was like $4 when I bought it. But this thing is so good. Now I'm not using this white noise, like extra layer of white noise technique, because I can just add it straight to it. And it works much better than using a shaper box and use the noise option and just make it automatically follow it. It doesn't work the same way. The other one just sounds like crisp. So I'm no longer doing this technique. If you want to replicate it, like, you might be wasting time. Honestly, corrosion might be sounding better nowadays, but if we play the sound without the white noise, sounds like this. Also sounds good. It sounds a lot smoother, but it doesn't feel like it's breathing. So my goal for adding white noise on that was that specifically. Anyways, some of the other sounds I added on the mix, it's this sound first. And I also added a sub. Simple, but there's something interesting I want to show you guys. When I'm playing this sound, can you guys notice how this main sound, it's moving like crazy? When I played it together with this serum, I felt like the sound was a little bit too steady compared to the other sound that I had. So I thought, how can I make this second sound move similarly to this sound? I was thinking about techniques over and over again, but so I thought, I'm gonna link the main sound to all of the sounds I want to move exactly the same way, so it feels like it's glued together. So I use a peak controller to see when the main sound moves. Watch that. You see how it moves? Now, I followed this peak controller using a fruity balance on most of the sounds I added. Watch this. Let me play the two sounds without fruity balance, or actually the P controller technique. It sounds like this. You see how there's no movement happening? Now this technique, although it looks crazy, it makes sure that my main sound stayed being the main sound, and also it gave direction to all the other sounds, and it ended up being something super cool. I actually thought about doing this technique while walking at the park with my girlfriend, and I told her I need to get home, open a P controller, then link every other sound to the main sound and automate a volume knob. And I could have done something different, but I was explaining that to her and she was like, what are you saying? So it was really cool. When I made this, I felt like Einstein, bro. I was like, I'm so smart, bro. I made it work. But yeah, this track, overall, I feel like this track is, a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, because it's one of those tracks that it's mostly a sound design flex than a song that you can listen to forever. I don't know. You guys need to be the judge. All right. Now, besides those sounds, there's an extra sound that's making a melody kind of thing. And it's these two sounds here. Watch this. It's this one and this one. Super short. This is how I make the transitions. And there's an automation here happening. Since everything else is off, it's going to sound horrible, but... But I'm automating the pitch bend. So, really filled out those empty spaces. Like if you look at this song from a structure perspective, like a whole picture kind of thing, it doesn't quite make sense. Like there's some things that don't quite make sense, but I feel like that's the beauty of this one. The drop has almost zero melodies, and the breakdown is all about the melody, and I think the melody is fantastic. And I tried making a drop using that melody from the breaks, but it just didn't make sense. Like I couldn't make something that felt powerful, and I just couldn't get the mix right either. Like I was struggling. I might show you guys what the melody sounded like before, but so far so good. Besides that, I came across a sound that I made, I'm sure, and I just made a melody. I just made a melody, and this is a transition. Look at this. This has an automation as well, a pitch automation. It's where is it? Dun, ding, dun, ding, ding, dun. Yeah, it's linked to this same pitch bend. Dun, ding, 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 ding. It's there. You know, it's again one of those sounds that I only use on that specific part of the song, just for the drop transitions. And I loved it. I think it worked really good. And then again, I forgot to show you, but these two sounds make a melody. Watch this. I think it sounds mystical, bro. I think it sounds magical when you combine it. But then the next drop or the next melody comes in, and this part has an extra melody. Sounds like actually, never mind. The melody is here. I actually didn't use that melody now that I think about it. Yeah, this second part of the song has a different melody for the second break. Actually, it's the same melody, but I just added a third note, and it's sort of playing chords now, not just the melody on top of the bass. So it sounds like this. it gives it, it's the same melody, but I'm just adding extra notes on top, and it just gives you a different emotion. And I feel like it's such a cool idea. I didn't have to add any extra sound. I just worked around with the sound that I already had. Smart? I don't know. And that's pretty much it for the track. You know, the second drop is a fake out. Pretty much it. I mean, for both of these songs, which I just showed you, guess my master. Guard particle. Easy to know. I have been using this already for most of my songs, and I think I'm gonna keep on using it till something else comes out, because it works so well for me, because I only have to worry about my mixing, not my master. So, and then I also use Ozone. Remember, told you guys about it, and that's it. Like, just loops to boost some of the highs around 40,000 hertz, making it all the air in the song. So yeah, I mean, what else can I tell you guys? This is it for the EP. I was so stoked to release it with Monta, because as I told you guys, or I don't know if I ever told you guys, a lot of you were asking why didn't I release it with Eskar Records, and I gotta be completely honest. I met Boombox Cartel, which is the owner of Monta. I think a couple months ago. I don't know exactly when, but I met him this year together with his girlfriend, who's also a very important part of Monta. And when I met them, I was like, bro, these guys know what they're doing. They're so cool, and I would love to actually have something on their label. So I sent them these 2 tracks, and they were like, yo, let's release it as an EP. And something very important is that I felt like Americo and his girlfriend Olivia actually believed in my work, and I haven't felt that in a long time from a label, except for my own, which is ran by me. So I figured, you know, I'm gonna give it a shot and release this EP with them. Hopefully I'm able to release more music with them in the future. And I just felt like home, you know. It felt right for me to release this EP with them, especially because they have a sick graphic design team. They have a great branding vision. They have a great everything works great with them. So shout out to Monta for making this EP happen. Again, I was not going to release these songs, and look at them now. I'm making a video explaining how to make them, because they're out. So if you want to go check out Outcast and Shadows, go check out the link in the description. It's going to be there. Go check out, listen to the songs, vibe to them. Let me know what you think of them. And I'm really hoping that you learned something from this and the video from Outcast. Really deep down my heart. I don't do this to show you why my song is the best song in the world. I'm doing this so I can hopefully share some cool tricks with you guys, as well as, very important, some inspiration. I'm hoping if you watch this, you're like, bro, shut up already, I just want to go make music. Like, that's my goal, you know. If you made it all the way here, make sure to comment something like, I can't believe your upcoming track is a collab with Tiesto. So anybody that didn't watch all the way here gets pranked. All right, so let's prank them. I'll see you guys very soon. If any of you are going to ADE, make sure to check out the link in the description. I'm going to be playing 3 shows there, all right? And I want to see you guys there, meet up in person, and vibe to some of my tracks. And that's it. If you want to support my channel, just one last thing, okay? If you want to support my channel, go check out store.jeskar.com. Anything you can get there would mean the world to me. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon for another video. All right, take care, boys. I love you a lot, okay? So take care. Bye-bye.